Happy holidays from Lee's Family Forum in Henderson, Nevada. It's Countdown to Face Off, brought to you by Castore. Las Vegas Desert Dogs looking to get in the winner's column this week for the first time this year, going up against the Philadelphia Wings, looking to capitalize on their victory at home against this Desert Dogs team last week. And thanks so much for joining us inside Lee's Family Forum alongside the former Desert Dog Zach Greer, AJ Cannell. So glad to have you with us. And what is it like, Zach? Take us inside a matchup like this where you just played this team a week ago and got to go right back up against the same opponent.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be emotions high, right? You saw a little bit of chippiness at the end of last week's game. You're going to see high energy coming out. Like you said, Desert Dogs 0-3. They're going to need to come out with some momentum early in this game and try to get in the win column. Talk
about high energy. Brendan O'Neill, #1 overall pick. He's been shot out of a cannon early in the season.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a lot of eyes and interest on what he's going to do in the box game. Obviously a worldwide superstar in the field lacrosse game. He started out maybe a little bit slow, but came out the second half last week with 4 big goals and really showed what he can do.
And on the other side for Las Vegas, the #2 overall pick from last year, Adam Patra.
Yeah, and Potsy's a little bit of a different player, right? He's more of a do-it-all guy. Actually ran out of the back door the first game this year playing defense. He's on the face-off team, but he found his scoring touch last week with 2 big goals. He was a bright spot for the Desert Dogs in the loss.
Started out the season playing defensively, now transitioning over to more of an offensive role. He has a deep background with head coach Sean Williams and a good job picking up a loose ball, helping out on the setup there for that Rouet goal. Well, Philadelphia last week, they beat Vegas 19-10, tied the all-time franchise goals scored record in a game for the Wings. So that means the Desert Dogs defense has to get better. For more on that, let's go down to Morgan Worth.
Thank you, AJ. This season, the Desert Dogs have implemented a new defensive system, which is giving Landon Kells looks he might not necessarily be used to in net. In talking with Coach Williams, he said the philosophy all week long has been to do the fundamentals better, and that starts on defense. Expect them to pack it in tighter tonight and to have a more concentrated effort on off-ball defending.
It's a keeper.
I like it.
Landon Kells turning 24 yesterday. Happy birthday to Landon Kells. And Connor Kurse wins the opening faceoff for the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. So happy to have Zach Greer joining us for the first time as a member of the broadcast team. Recently finishing off his career with the Desert Dogs, scoring more than 700 career points in the National Lacrosse League. Zach, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate the opportunity and excited to have a little bit of a different perspective tonight.
Jack Hanna looks to score early on for Las Vegas, and his shot is saved by Nick Damoud, just 25 years old, coming over in the dispersal draft from Panther City. Philadelphia heavily reliant on former Panther City players via dispersal draft and with a trade with Ottawa as well. And the Wings go to work, their first offensive possession of the game. Ressa Terrence looking for that 2-man game option down low. Instead, it's Simpson sprung free. Simpson is saved by Damoud.
He's one of the best in the league at that, breaking out after a turnover. A good shot there. He's going to find his scoring touch for the Dogs here shortly.
Simpson is a transition ace coming over in a trade from Calgary in the offseason. It's Brendan O'Neill shooting high. Reset here. Or no reset, but just a second opportunity for the Wings, and they take advantage. Holden Katoni.
And this one looks similar to a few we saw from O'Neill in the opening there. Top side carry. Hatoni's got a big body and a big shot too. You see him pick the far side corner there. Dog's got to get out on his hands and try to take away that look.
Mitch Jones and Joe Ressa-Terrence coming up with assists on that one. And Katoni tied with Jones, entering this game 16 points in the first 2 games. That's also now the 6th goal of the season for Katoni. And a contested face-off. Isaiah Davis-Allen takes it in for Philadelphia. What are the keys for Las Vegas to get off to a better start?
Yeah, I think you saw it in the first shift. They played tough D. They were packed in tight, and they turned the ball over and got a great look off it. Scoring on those transition chances are going to be important here. Try to build some momentum after that Philadelphia goal.
Wings take possession. That's a good save by Kells on that shot by Caputo. And Las Vegas picks up possession and will have a chance to advance. Goodwin will take it across the half-field line.
And you're seeing a bit of a theme here early. Most, if not all, of these Philadelphia shots are looking at the top corners. Obviously, they had success with that last week as well. Kelsey there stepped out and took the angle down nicely.
Expect a lot of adjustments, really from both sides, after they played a week ago. Damoud coming out with a nice start, though, makes another save. And a successful clear by Nathan Fair, who was taking most of their face-offs last week. Tyler Burton, he just had a baby, so he was out of the lineup last week, back in the lineup taking the face-offs for Philadelphia. Today, both Burton and Ryan Wagner, new fathers for Philadelphia. And a spinning shot gets through Kells. Ressa Terrence finds the mark for the Wings.
And Joey Resetarits has been doing this a long time in this league. He's a threat from anywhere on the floor. You see it there, a little bit of a spin move, step back, gets his hands free, and that one squeaks through Kelsey's 5-hole. Again, a tough look at the end of a 30-second shot clock there. We're going to have to see how the Dogs respond on the face-off.
2 early assists for Mitch Jones as well. Get you the scratches today. It's Dalton Young and Jordan Sturris are the scratches for Philadelphia, and for Vegas sitting out Dylan Kinnear and Sean Wesley. So those are both offensive players for the Desert Dogs. Jack Hanna going to work, looking to get Vegas on the board. Feeds it off to Kyle Killen, the new addition from Vancouver. Back to Killen, catch and shoot, absorbed by Damoud. And here come the Wings. Semi-transition right now. Scott Dominy is sprung free by Wagner, and Vegas will take it back.
Sometimes that's all you need. Kelsey with a big stop there in transition. That thing can turn the tide pretty quickly.
Rouet turns the corner, give and go. Rouet falls down, keeps it, gets back up. And at least the Desert Dogs were able to maintain possession until it gets stuck in the corner with Casey Jackson fighting for it. Going up against Liam Patton, and Patton wins the battle for the Wings.
That's an area of focus for the Dogs this week as well, winning a few more of those 50-50 battles, trying to come up with a few more loose balls than they did last week.
Is there anything to coach there besides just talking about effort as O'Neal's shot goes wide?
No, momentum's a big part of it, right? You gotta stay positive, gotta keep your head up, right? A little bit of an early hole here again, but like I said, these plays, it's a game of swings, game of runs, and momentum plays can make a big difference, coming up with a big loose ball at the right time.
Desert Dogs settle in offensively. This is Dan Taylor, was a scratch last week, back in the lineup. And Donaville was looking for the cutter, Dylan Watson. He was back-checked there, out of the play. Yeah, Sean Williams really wanted to see his team take the pressure off of Kells in the early going, as that shot came close to spinning back in after Kells made the save. Ressa Terrence coming close to another goal, but instead Kells just keeps it out and maintains the 2-0 deficit. Watson subs in, Hanna subs in. And this is Jack Hanna, freed up by Killen. Bully ball, backhand shot is stopped. Hanna gives you all sorts of different looks offensively.
You gotta love the creativity, and he's taken a more of a leadership role in this offense this year. You've seen success early. You're gonna look for him to kind of take over this game if he can.
Brennan O'Neal's pass hits off the dasher boards, picked up by Catoni. Cut backside O'Neal. Picks up the loose ball, looks for the dunk at the end of the shot clock, and Kells does enough, as does the defense. Got to advance in 8 seconds. This is down to the wire, and just barely getting over by a millisecond there was Jake Saunders, who's back in the lineup after being scratched in Philadelphia. It was a 19-10 Wings win. And that was a delayed penalty, I believe, which will whistle this dead. So a penalty on the Wings.
Yeah, I think they're going to call holding the stick there. Casey Jackson and Dan Taylor, a couple of veterans.
Holding the stick penalty will take us to a break. Wings up in front 2-0 with 9:02 in the first quarter.
This isn't just a game, it's a way of life. We eat, sleep, and breathe lacrosse. It demands respect from each player. If you want it, you need to work for it. You need to earn it. Every hit, every goal, every shift, every sacrifice, earn your next moment. This is the next major league.
We have a Desert Dogs power play coming up. Ian Rubel getting ready, his defense ready to try and stop that early in this matchup. First-year head coach for Philadelphia, with last year's head coach Paul Day moving on to the GM position, staying in the organization. Sean Williams in his third year, in the third year of the franchise, is both the head coach and the general manager for the Las Vegas Desert Dogs, for whom scoring on the power play has been a strength. Both of these teams, you could say that early in the season. Philadelphia, the #1 power play scoring team in the league, and Vegas is also at 50%, very much in the top half of the league. Donville playing the point, cycles it to Jackson, bounce shot, rebounds all the way back to Donville. Hannah with a shot, Killen picks it up, and that's the end of the shot clock.
Yeah, special teams are going to be an important part tonight. Opportunity for the Desert Dogs to get on the board here early. They're going to want to get a better look than we got on that 30 possession there.
So now shorthanded, which Philadelphia did score a shorthanded goal. In fact, O'Neal, who just had it, scored the shorthanded goal last week as a part of his 4-goal performance. 34 chasing 34. Now Rouet slides onto him. Turnaround shot at the end of the timer. And the Wings do a good job when you're shorthanded, right? You just want to try and use that time.
Yeah, exactly. If you get lucky at the end of a 30 and maybe a shot clips off the goaltender, goes out of bounds, get the ball back. But generally speaking, you're just trying to not give up transition and kill the clock.
So 45 seconds to go on the power play. Hannah up top. It ricochets to Dominy, who all of a sudden is one on the goalie, and he misses wide. Was there an equipment issue on that shot by Hannah?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that one ended up hitting there, but not what you want to do on the man up is give a breakaway the other way.
Well, I wouldn't call it reverse transition, but there was an opening the other way off of that break for Watson and a missed shot. And now at this point, when you look at the time left on the power play and the time on the shot clock, Philadelphia can salt the rest of this away.
Yeah, a little better movement by the Dogs on that possession, but still, you're going to want to generate a better look than that. Try to get on the inside on top of the crease. You're going to score on Demood.
Jones, difficult pass attempting for Reardon, who plays goaltender in the field game, the MVP in the PLL and championship MVP in the PLL. Plays forward in the box game. One of the great stories in this sport, Blaze Reardon. Look out for him, number 10, wearing the darker uniform for Philadelphia. It's a whiteout for the home team. A lot of the fans and all the players in the white jerseys. And back to the Wings it goes. What do you think of the new venue? You were playing for the Desert Dogs the last 2 years on the Strip, Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, I do think this is a great spot. A little bit easier for families in the community to get out here. Beautiful venue, great size for this league, and really, really good energy here in the building tonight.
Backside Jones, quick stick score. Mitch Jones makes it 3-0 Wings.
We talked to Coach Rubel this morning a little bit about the offense and just their ability to share the ball. There's no selfishness out there. They're moving it really well, and that's a good example of it. A little bit of a tic-tac-toe backdoor to Jones and in the back of the net.
O'Neal picks up the assist. Well, Desert Dogs were in a close battle in week 1 against Rochester. That game was close the entire way. They lost by 2 on the road, and it was close for a while at home against Colorado as Jones, with a little bit of a heat check there, saved by Kell, shoveled all the way ahead. What a pass. Lead feed to Simpson. He also has Hutchison up there, and they just can't uncork one. Probably a wise choice.
I think so too. Simpson gets on the wrong side of the floor there, stick to the outside. Smart play by a veteran, pulling that out. Let's let the offense go to work a little bit, get some touches, and try to get comfortable down there.
Well, fairly competitive games for Las Vegas the first couple of weeks, and last week it was all Philadelphia, but both teams, certainly Sean Williams said it's a matter of personal pride, expected this game to be a lot different, and Ian Rubel, he expected the same thing. He expected Las Vegas to have some counter moves to what we saw last week. As the shot stopped up high, another high shot. You called that out earlier on. Catoni, who took the shot, now looking for Caputo, and it ricochets right to Vegas control. And Jackson lead ahead to Kirst, looking for transition. He stops it.
And the Las Vegas captain gets the squad going. You saw him do that a bunch last year. Maybe he doesn't look like a whole lot. He posts up and takes the outside shot, catches the defenseman sleeping just a little bit, gets his hands free, and picks that top corner. That's going to be a big one for the Dogs to rally off of.
First goal of the season for Connor Kirst. Last year had a career-high 12 goals. Is it almost an advantageous shot, Zach, compared to just one on the goalie, because there's a little bit of a screen there?
Yeah, I think that's right. I'm not sure anybody expected him to shoot that, but given the way the game's going, great for Connor Kirst to get on the board here and kind of get the momentum going for himself personally as well.
This is going to take us into a timeout. This play has been blown dead. Meanwhile, there's a shot by Leclerc after the play had been whistled dead, and Jake Saunders takes issue. So you have Saunders and Leclerc in the corner. I don't know if Leclerc wants any piece of Saunders. And the play had been whistled dead because of a confrontation off the faceoff. We expected chippiness in this one.
We did, and that's a really late shot there. I'm not sure Leclerc heard the whistle. He kind of looked like he might have been apologizing there, but you do like to see that fight out of Saunders, given the circumstances here, protecting his goalie a little bit on that one.
We are being told there are matching penalties for each side. There was an issue last time with the microphone downstairs. We'll see if we get some communication this time about the exact penalties before we go to break. But with 4:56, we're due for a timeout. There was a whistle off the faceoff that Leclerc didn't hear.
She served in the Navy from 1998 to 2007, completing 2 deployments on board the USS Enterprise, where she earned warfare pins, participated in 9/11 operations, and met her husband, Tom. She later served in the Naval Reserves in Las Vegas until 2008 before transitioning to civilian life. She is a dedicated volunteer with Make-A-Wish Nevada and has been a loyal Desert Dog season ticket holder since day one. Fans, make some noise for tonight's Sunshine Minting service member of the game, Chrissy Facer.
We're going to take a timeout here with 4:56 left to go. Matching penalties and a timeout. 3-1 Philadelphia in the first quarter.
Welcome back to Lee's Family Forum. I'm with Philadelphia Wings head coach Ian Rubel. Coach, chippiness can sometimes be a motivator, but how do you keep even keel and sort of sticking to your principles the rest of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's them that are trying to play the chippy game. We knew that they were going to come out and come with some fight. We kind of anticipated that that would happen, and we're just going to manage our game. That's it. That's all we can do.
Thank you, Coach.
Once again, having some communication issues down with the field, but what we were told was that Gagliardi and Saunders for Vegas with 2-minute penalties, and it's Fair and Leclerc with 2-minute penalties. And I think all these were roughing penalties. So they just stay 5-on-5, 2 players per side, matching minors as the shot from O'Neill. I don't know if that connected anything. So that's an over and back call, and it is Kirst who they're going to make reset this. They will not give him the direct path to goal there.
Yeah, Kirsty doesn't like it. He thought about shooting that one, but after that last play, pulls it out wisely, and he gets the offense on the floor.
Maybe a little room for gray area on that quick restart, but he was too close to goal. As Hannah, opposite side, goal! Really rare in the indoor game.
That's a set play from the Desert Dogs. You've seen them run that time and time again. Jack Hanna so dangerous with both hands on both sides of the floor there. Takes a little something off it and then picks that far side top corner on Nikki DeMood.
How often do you see a right-handed player score from the goaltender's left? That's very rare in the indoor game.
Yeah, it sure is. There's not a lot of angle there. A tight spot he can put that ball, but he seems to be able to figure it out. It's a play that the Desert Dogs will go to in those types of situations coming out of a timeout.
What a special talent in Hannah, having the ability to execute that type of set play, as Patra laying the lumber.
Potsy, a little celebration after that, getting the Dogs bench jacked up there. Again, trying to keep this momentum rolling in the right direction for them.
The Dogs get control of the ball as well. Back to a 1-goal game. The Wings scored the first 3. Vegas has got the last 2. Watson's shot rattles around, never got through. Lead feed intended for Dominy. He'll have to try and track this down in the corner. He's going to win the foot race to do so, and the Wings can start a possession. Mitch Jones. Across to Resetarits, guarded by Josh Jackson out of University of Indianapolis. Caputo. He's always lurking around the crease. There's a rebound chance. Resetarits. Good play by Rouet to establish control. Who hits it ahead to Goodwin, looking for his first goal as a Dog. Shovels it back to Patra. Very close.
And that's what the Dogs want to see, right? Collapsing on defense, didn't give up too much of a great chance there. Transition the ball quickly and try to find looks.
I apologize to Brandon Goodwin. He has a goal as a Desert Dog. He's got 1 this year defensively.
He might have had the first one to open the season, I think, actually, for the Dogs.
Shot gets kicked aside by Demuth, and the Wings have it.
Those are those 50-50 balls I was talking about. The offense would like to pick up a few more of those, get some resets, and try to wear down the Philadelphia D.
Blaze Reardon, on across it goes, with 2.5 to go in the quarter. Catoni, absolute launch. Just laid into that shot, but Kell steered it aside.
And the Wings are so dangerous. They got so many guys that can beat you in a variety of different ways. Big shots from the outside, big hard picks and seals, and then they got good finishers inside when they catch the ball in tight as well.
Yeah, they have a great combination of offensive weapons and the highest combination of 2 games back-to-back in goals scored in franchise history the last 2 games. Highest scoring 2-game back-to-back output for the Wings history the last 2. Here come the Desert Dogs, once again in transition. Simpson screened for by Kirst, and a good reaction by Dan Taylor to preserve possession. Well, it's always a part of the MO for Vegas to establish transition, but they've been at a different level so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looks like Coach has them pushing the ball hard, and you're seeing the offense coming off the bench hard as well. Kind of those 3rd, 4th, and 5th options, giving the Dogs an extra look.
Why do you think that's such an important part of Coach Williams' values and what he wants to do with this team?
Yeah, I think, you've seen we haven't been scoring a ton of goals. That's been a little bit of a theme here the last few years, and ways to do that. Obviously, special teams being critical, and transition is another way to put up some additional points.
Buck 15 in the quarter, and that one sneaks through Kells. It's a goal for Philadelphia to make it 4-2.
Joey Resetarits, again, one of the leaders on the offense for Philadelphia, doing what he does, hands-free, and another shot that just kind of squeaks through the Kells 5-hole. Looks like that might be the theme tonight, high shots and 5-hole on Kelsey. Look to get that one back and see if we can rebound here.
Resetarits off to quite a start. Second of the game, he's got 2 assists as well, so a 4-point first quarter. Mitch Jones also a 4-point first quarter, with 3 of those being assists. Off the face-off, Gagliardi to Hanna. And then Patra trying to stay away from McCannell, who starred at Stony Brook. And now Hanna, nice pass, Rouet scores!
That's exactly what the Dogs were looking for. Jacob Rouet, a guy that's done everything for this team, playing a little bit of backdoor, mostly for them now. He's got a great touch, though. He's been able to bury the ball over his career. A little bit of a seal and slip, puts that one top corner again on Demood.
Over the course of Rouet's career, he's done a little bit of everything as well. I mean, he's a guy that scored 67 points in a season for Colorado in 2018, but has been more defensive-minded, but a little bit of a utility player, as you pointed out there, for the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. 3rd goal of the season for Jacob Rouet to cut the deficit back down to 1. And Philadelphia going to the penalty box, coming off the face-off.
Philadelphia calling number 17, 2 minutes holding the stick.
That's going to be 2 minutes against Philadelphia player number 17, 2 minutes for holding the stick. Fans, that means your Desert Dogs.
So with 52.6 in the first quarter, Las Vegas with a power play opportunity. Desert Dogs in the game 0 for 1, but a chance to even this score up around the end of the first quarter. Hanna to Killen, he's got it! And Las Vegas has tied the game at 4.
Killen's another guy that scored a lot of goals in this league. Obviously a set play coming out of the whistle, and he picks that far corner. You're seeing the trend on the other side of the floor as well, shooting the high, going past Nicky Demood.
And Coach Williams crediting Killen for being very effective, in particular on the power play this year.
Yeah, that's right. He's a guy that's dangerous from any spot on the floor. You saw that one too, right? Not a great angle, but he was able to find that far side corner. Teams have to respect his shot. You might see them getting out on his hands a little bit here moving forward.
NLL Plus is here, and it's free. The league's new streaming service offers fans
We've got 2 goals to announce, so let the nation hear you howl.
3-0 start for Philadelphia. Since then, 4 of the last 5 for Vegas. And looking for more, Kirst is back checked. Hanna battling for the 50-50 ball. He's 1-on-3, a valiant effort. But the Wings emerge with the ball, and a whistle comes in. Timeout, I think, is called by Philadelphia here. At the end of the first quarter, you see a lot of times teams with 1 timeout per half will balk on using it until the end of the half, but you will see occasionally, Zach, at the end of a quarter like this, extra bonus there too for Philly. They were looking to establish possession. So they kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They get that possession, and you will see teams use a timeout for an end of the quarter play.
Yeah, that's right. And I think with the momentum going in the Desert Dogs direction, maybe Philadelphia is going to take a deep breath here, make sure they hold on to that ball. Connor Kirst was pressuring it, make sure they don't turn it over there at the end of the quarter.
And so here, take us through the strategy, because it's something that's different than you, I guess, pretty much would ever see in the outdoor game for those that are lacrosse fans but still getting accustomed to the NLL and the indoor box lacrosse game. This situation, you will pull the goaltender most of the time for the offensive team.
Yeah, we're going to see a 6-on-5 here for the Wings, right? They will hold it till about 7 seconds or so to ensure they don't give up an empty netter the other direction. But you get the extra man on the floor, obviously trying to look for a better shot at the end of a quarter. The Dogs are going to stay tight, pack it in a little bit, try to keep that shot from the outside and make sure they're giving Kells a good look at it.
A little bit of an analogy to basketball where you'll try and hold for one right here, and really you cannot afford to shoot too early because then there's a chance for the other team to heave it down toward the empty net. Jones with the defender slipping a little bit, trying to recover. It was Brock. Jones misses above the cage, and that will do it for the first quarter with the score tied at 4, but the Desert Dogs have scored 4 out of 5 goals.
Yeah, momentum going in the right direction for the Desert Dogs for sure, but it's a good game as we expected. After a tough start there, the Dogs pulled back in, and we're going to see a good one moving forward.
End of the first quarter, it's a 4-4 ball game. The Desert Dogs coming all the way back to tie it after 1.
Welcome back to Lee's Family Forum. It might have been a full circle moment when Brennan O'Neill was the #1 overall draft pick for the Philadelphia Wings. The first ever lacrosse game, box lacrosse game he saw was actually a Wings game when he was in 4th and 5th grade. But then he continued to be a fan and had aspirations of playing professionally since then. And now tonight, AJ, the 22-year-old, said that this is a full circle moment, is just a testament to the hard work he's put in as the rookie is finding his own way in his 3rd ever NLL game.
Thanks for the report, Morgan. Brennan O'Neill, one of the great stories this year in the National Lacrosse League. First U.S.-born #1 pick since Casey Powell in 1998.
The guy is a superstar. Had the good fortune of watching him in a Duke uniform over the last few years. It's fun to see him in the box tonight.
Wait, what uniform was that? Of course, Zach Greer, a former #3 overall pick out of Duke. So the momentum on the Desert Dogs side coming into the start of the second quarter as the team switch sides and the long change as well in this quarter for the defenses. As Ressa Terrence picks it up off the sidewall. Trying to make something happen late in the possession. LeClaire sidestepping, and Kells squeezes it just in time.
A little bit of a screen there, another one into the 5-hole. Kelsey, that one he was able to keep outside the line.
Definitely seems like the shots have been alternating between the 5-hole and top corners on Kells as Watson takes the lead for Las Vegas for the first time tonight.
Good to see the lefties get going here. You see great patience by Casey Jackson, pulling it out, finding Dylan Watson for a quick shot, kind of squeezed through DeMuth's 6-hole there. But a big goal for the young kid who's still finding his way a little bit here. He had a good week last week and another big one early in this one.
What does he have to do to get more and more comfortable out there?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of patience, right? Maybe a little bit more deliberate with his play, deliberate with his cuts, setting picks, so on and so forth. But he's a great player. He's going to find it. The team's got a lot of confidence in him.
First draft pick in Desert Dogs history. Dylan Watson a couple of years ago was the #2 overall pick. Second goal of the year. Hannah goes airborne, comes close, but Damoud is up to the task.
That's a great take by Jack Hanna underneath. Always got to respect his athleticism. He's done that a ton of times this year. Just couldn't find the 5-hole in that one.
Scott Dominy thought better of attempting that shot. Dominy, a former Toronto draft pick, 26-year-old. As O'Neal thinks about it, whips one. So deceptive on his shots, right?
Yeah, he really is. The goalies can't see his stick. He keeps it protected behind him, and then the next thing you know, it's flying by you. So big stop there from Kelsey stepping out and again taking down the angle on that high shot.
It's like a pitcher in baseball that hides that arm behind his body.
Yeah, he can shoot it with the best of them, that's for sure.
5-4 Las Vegas lead, and now the Desert Dogs have scored 5 of the last 6 goals after dropping behind 3-0 early on. Spin move, Jones, and Kell's getting stronger as this game has gone along. Nice outlet feed to Goodwin as well. Vegas hunting transition. Simpson is saved by Damoud. Picks up his own miss. Finds Casey Jackson. Jackson looking for the cutter, Killen. But it was deflected on the way through. Still a nearly full shot clock here, though. And Vegas will get into the half-field setup.
Big loose ball by Killen there. He was open on the crease, didn't quite get there, but that's a big one to give the Dogs another look here.
Patra and Watson. And Dylan Watson's shot gets caught in Damoud's equipment. Good save by number 39, Nick Damoud. Again, coming over from Panther City, and they dispersal draft as Rasitaritz ties the game.
We've said it a lot already. Joey Rasitaritz coming top side. A great pick there. You can see he gets a bump with his hip just to give Rasitaritz enough to get his hands free. Caputo kind of hip check there, and he finds the bottom corner. Great shot.
Already a hat trick for Joe Rasitaritz. Damoud picks up an assist there, by the way, from the goaltender position. Been a fun game so far. Back and forth we've gone, and now tied up again at 5. Rasitaritz will steer it back around and start up the offense here for Philadelphia. Mitch Jones working 2-man down there with Reardon, but Vegas captures it. Barclay, Hutchison, Goodwin, and they'll set it up.
And that's an area Philadelphia saw a lot of success last week in the basic pick and roll game. Vegas did a really good job shutting that off when they tried to force it inside.
Errant pass, and Nathan Fair loses it. Patra, good job on the forecheck. Really kind of like a ride in the outdoor game, you would call it.
Yeah, using his athleticism there to get the ball back for the Dogs. That's what we're talking about. They wanted to see, here talking to Coach Williams, a little bit more fight on both ends of the floor. That's an example of it right there.
It looks like it's been there so far tonight. As a long distance shot, that came close. Damoud made sure he had control.
Hannah's got the green light from anywhere on the floor. Late in the shot clock there, tries to catch Damu not looking.
LeClaire hits Katoni. And on the way through, it might have been stopped. Anyways, it's led ahead to Jackson, a 2-on-1. Leaping towards the frame is Simpson. Exciting up and down type of tempo that Vegas wants.
Yeah, and he's a fun player to watch. He's had a bunch of looks already tonight. I think I mentioned it earlier. Hasn't quite found his scoring touch, but super dangerous in the transition game.
Terrence creeping in, being guarded by Gagliardi, circling back and going low and hitting the crease, which will take us to a timeout on the floor with 9:46 in the second quarter. It's 5-5 here in the second in Henderson, Nevada.
This isn't just a game, it's a way of life. We eat, sleep, and breathe lacrosse. It demands respect from each player. If you want it, you need to work for it. You need to earn it. Every hit, every goal, every shift, every sacrifice, earn your next moment. This is the next major league.
It's 2 in a row. The Bandits are back-to-back NLL champions. We've seen it before, but it doesn't get old. Back-to-back champs.
Welcome back to Lee's Family Forum. I'm with Vegas head coach Sean Williams. Coach, the early penalties by Saunders and Gagliardi shifted the momentum for your team. What does that say about the fight this team has?
Yeah, that was the message this week, was just fighting for each other. And man, you have to fight every shift, and it was awesome to see, and it just gave us a little spark.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Biggest thing now, Zach, is just Vegas looking to take this type of start and then make it a full game thing, because there have been these lulls as some of these games have gone along.
Yeah, it would have been easy for Vegas to kind of pack it in after going down 3-0 early, but they've been resilient, and obviously got a 5-5 game here, a tight one.
Hannah with the swim move, underhand shot between the legs. Even his misses are more entertaining than almost anyone else. As Patra's wide open and hits the side of the net. Some fans got fooled behind there. There was no reset on that play, so it's dumped in by Hannah, and it'll go back on the shot clock violation.
Not shy of being creative either. That's something that's preached by Coach Williams to the offense in Vegas. You saw it there, Hannah going between the legs there on a tough angle.
He certainly wants to give his guys freedom to be themselves, and especially Hannah with what he can do offensively. Diving towards the cage, Reardon thinks he has a goal, waiting for the call. No goal. Wait, hold on. I think these are conflicting calls. I saw the hands go up, I saw somebody wave it off. And now if it is conflicting calls from the refs, then it's an automatic review.
The last goal, non-goal, will be reviewed.
And there's that pick and roll I was talking about. Blaze Reardon gets underneath. It does look like that catches the back of the net, kept his feet outside. I expect that they're gonna turn that one back over.
I think I'm with you so far on these views that we're seeing.
And he's one of the best in the game on that little pick and
Las Vegas penalty has been wiped out.
So there's going to be a penalty there as well, which now becomes a non-issue once the goal is scored.
And that's just a hard-working shift by the Philadelphia offense there. You got a few guys that aren't scared to get in the middle, mix it up, move some bodies around, keep the defense distracted, so that pick and roll opens up for Blaze underneath.
Ensuing face-off, Patra. And for a guy that we know is going to impact Las Vegas as a goal scorer, he can do so much.
Yeah, we saw it in the intro, right? Versatile player, athletic, young. He brings a new energy to this team that they really love, and he's had success early in the season.
Played for Sean Williams in juniors for Whitby, so has that background with the Desert Dogs head coach. So this is that part of the game, right? It's like you have a little review there. The bounce goes Philadelphia's way. Does Las Vegas let this slip out of control, or do they find the counter punch? This is Brennan O'Neill. Slide help onto him with Gagliardi. His pass is nowhere near where it needed to be. And so it's picked up by Saunders. Another lead feed for Simpson. Good free up by Gagliardi. But Philadelphia, which they knew they had to work on as much as they won that game by 9 goals last week. Ian Rubel, their head coach, told us they still felt like they had to be better in transition defense this week. They were better right there on that possession as Watson, long range, is stopped by Damu.
Yeah, and that's a set play off the bench there, kind of a double seal by the righties. Watson gets his hands free and a good save by Damu.
Scott Dominy dumps it aside and will clear out for the Wings. Now it's Joe Resetarits to Catoni. This could spring Las Vegas the other way again. Drouet looking at it, takes it, finds Goodwin, hits the pipe.
Vegas pushing the ball. You mentioned the long change. That hurt Philadelphia on that one there. Another good look. Just not friendly to Brandon Goodwin on the crossbar.
O'Neill to Caputo. Kick save, Landon Kells.
Looked like that one might have caught him in a bad spot, but a big save there. Don't want to give that one up in reverse transition.
Kells really struggled last week. 647 save percentage, 18 goals allowed against Philadelphia. Had a career high, 58 saves in the first week, though, against Rochester. So up and down this year for the young netminder. 14 saves so far today.
A couple of those squeaked through in the first quarter there, but he's kind of settled into his own here in the second quarter. It's all about confidence for him, getting a couple stops and taking away that space.
Yeah, it's a good sign seeing him get stronger as the game has gone along, as Donville is run down. And the Wings get the stop defensively.
And another guy, Donville, who hasn't quite found his scoring touch, but he's playing great lacrosse for the Desert Dogs. Came in right away as a leader for this group and has been a distributor and a hard-working asset out the front gate.
Came into this game top 3 in the league in assists, behind only Jesse King and Dane Smith in the league assist category in all the NLL. What a snipe by O'Neill.
Yeah, and here's an example of Brennan O'Neill and the versatility that he has, taking some big shots from the outside, so you got to respect it. Gagliardi tries to get out and take that shot away over the top. O'Neill spins underneath and puts some touch in the top corner by Kells. Just a beautiful goal by O'Neill.
How do you put into perspective what it's like for someone who had never played indoor lacrosse until debuting as a rookie this year with Philadelphia?
Yeah, it's tough because you're used to shooting on a big net with a small goalie, right? You get in here, you don't see as much mesh. And really the guys that are the best at it are the guys that can make the goalie move out of the way. You saw that there a little bit with O'Neill, and he's got the ability to blow by the goalies as well. A dangerous player.
His success in the outdoor game for the native of Bay Shore, New York, Long Island, it's translated pretty instantaneously, and that's why they took him #1 overall. They expected that. Here he is again Resetarits, that was maybe wishful thinking on that pass intended for Resetarits. So it's Hutchison, another former Panther City player, coming up the field for Las Vegas. And gives it off to Dan Taylor, back in the lineup this week after a scratch last week. Veteran player offensively for the Desert Dogs.
Yeah, crafty player, a veteran presence, and he works hard. He'll get to the tough areas. He'll set picks to open up guys. We'll see if he can be an asset tonight.
He was the target right there. A tough spot that he found himself in. It's Patton rolling ahead for the Wings. Defensive player's gonna sub out now. Philadelphia has scored the last 3.
And you mentioned earlier, you know, we've seen it the past few weeks with the Dogs. They're in games, they're playing tight games, but there's been a lull at some point in the game. They're gonna want to stop this run here quickly.
Kirst was in the crease there. Back to Philadelphia, timeout. You go back to 2022-23 season, and the top 2 rookies that year were Jack Hanna in Las Vegas and Jonathan Donville in Panther City. Donville goes number 2 overall to Vegas in the dispersal draft this year. Now all of a sudden the Desert Dogs, Zach, have the 2 top performing players in the rookie class from 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's you know, it's fun to see them together. They've obviously got a chemistry going on here on the floor early in this season. Donville distributor, Jack Hanna's been putting the ball in the net. It's been fun to watch. You're going to see these guys grow over time as they get more reps together.
And Donville was Rookie of the Year. Hanna would have won Rookie of the Year if not for Donville 2 seasons ago. 2 guys that have steadily been developing chemistry as the year has gone along. And really right away from the start of training camp, they were working on it. The 2 right-handed players sharing that same side of the offensive formation. Coming off the timeout, again a 3-0 run for Philadelphia. 10-minute goal-scoring drought for the Desert Dogs at the moment. Jones tiptoeing, and his shot deflected. Here comes Vegas. It is Simpson ahead of the pack once again. Shane Simpson is stopped by Damu. He just has been so close this year, Shane Simpson, on numerous occasions, but you're expecting more and more production as we go along.
Yeah, you know, a ton of great looks on the breakaway. He's going to have to keep the confidence up, keep running, keep shooting. Those are going to drop for him. He's done it time and time again. Not to be concerned, but the Desert Dogs would definitely like to see that go.
He's got 3 goals this year. I mean, you'll take that look over and over again and expect it's going to work out, but LeClaire is able to convert for Philadelphia. Sam LeClaire finds the mark, his first goal of the game and 3rd of the season.
LeClaire had a couple of big goals in the game last week to kind of get the Wings going early in that game. Steps out of this one. Bounce shot fools Kelsey a little bit. Kels gets down on his knees. LeClaire bounces it in that top corner. That's a tough shot. Really good execution by LeClaire.
You know, the Philadelphia Wings, despite a poor finish last year, they've had some good general managing work in recent years, and one of those moves, bringing in LeClaire a couple of years ago in a deal involving Anthony Jochum and draft picks. They wind up getting Jochum back for free a couple of years later.
Yeah, not a bad outcome for the Wings, that's for sure. And now LeClaire making his presence felt here in the last couple games.
8-5, Philadelphia matching the 3-0 start for their largest lead of the game. Reza Terrence wants more, shrugged aside by Kells. 4-0 Wings run.
Yeah, it's a big stop there. As you mentioned, it's time for the Desert Dogs to get a stop here and try to put one in the back of the net, turn the tide a little bit.
Franchise record tying 19 goals last week for Philadelphia in this same matchup. And the week before against San Diego, they lost the game by 3, but tied a franchise record with 8 goals in a quarter in the first quarter. As Kells knocks it away, but I mean, look, you like the save. Sean Williams has been talking about better rebound control with Kells.
Yeah, smart play by the Wings here. They change out 2 guys, get fresh legs on against the tired Vegas Desert Dogs defense here.
LeClaire had Catoni in mind, but it was just nicked, I think, on the way through.
It's a big stop. The Dogs will want to take a deep breath here, get a good offensive shift, touch both sides, give their defense a little bit of a breather.
And we gotta stop this Wings run. Let's make some noise.
Would have been a chance for Casey Jackson to load up. Now he's pushed down from behind by Isaiah Davis-Allen. And that's just going to be, is it going to be a loose ball push or will it be a penalty? Looks like a penalty.
Yeah, it wasn't overly forceful, but it did catch Casey Jackson in the back, kind of near the boards. A little bit of a dangerous play there.
Number 26, 2 minutes, check from behind.
That's a penalty against Wings player number 26, 2 minutes for a push from behind.
You think when that's closer to the boards, that can factor in as well? Is that part of what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it does. Maybe not intentionally, but the more dangerous the play, sometimes those will get called and try to avoid that.
Dogs have 1 power play goal in 2 chances today. They're .500 in the season as well. Adam Patra to Jonathan Donville. Donville hits the pipe up high. And that will not be an over and back because it made contact with either the goalie or the goal. So it is a fresh 30 for Las Vegas as soon as Patra claimed possession.
Big rip by Donville there. The Wings content with giving up the outside shot.
He was close again. It rattled around, Zach, behind the goalie.
Yeah, not catching a lot of ball bounces here for the Dogs. That's a big stop by Damoud.
Kind of the way things have gone for Donville so far this season, scoring just once, and that came on a penalty shot. And they know he's going to give them goal output. He's been a great feeder so far this year.
Yeah, and the message is just keep shooting, right? It's going to come. He's a star player in this league. The ball's going to drop for him eventually.
Big save there by Kells with his team on the power play. Philadelphia came close to scoring shorthanded, but instead, Las Vegas has, keep in mind, they have a timeout as well at their disposal in the first half. More time on the penalty than time left in the half. Dunk attempt, Jackson. That's one of those things in week 2 against the same team. You can recover. Jackson scored a dunk last week. And now Las Vegas will use timeout with the shot clock dark and 19.6 left in the second quarter.
And there might not be anyone better in the league at the dunk than Casey Jackson. A good look there. Damoud, he's a goalie that stays tight to his post when the ball's in tight, and he was able to get there and shut the door on Casey Jackson.
What do you make of Philadelphia moving on from Zach Higgins, who will turn 34 years old at the end of the month, and then getting Nick Damoud in the expansion draft from Panther City, or the dispersal draft, pardon me, from Panther City, dealing away Higgins?
Yeah, I think it's good GM work. Ultimately, Higgins a little bit older. Nicky comes in, and he's got a great couple of years in this league. There's obviously familiarity with the coaching staff as well. So I'd say it paid off for them, and it's a good look for Ottawa as well. Get a good veteran goalie in there in a new market.
I know a matchup like this, it matters probably a lot to each of these netminders when you have Damoud at 25 years old, out of Fonthill, Ontario. Landon Kells, Fergus, Ontario, 24 years old, turned 24 yesterday, but two of the younger goalies trying to carve out the reputation in the league. Right now, it's a 5-on-4 man advantage for Las Vegas. They do not need to bother pulling their goalie because they already have the man advantage. At the end here of the second quarter, coming off the Vegas timeout, Jackson was deflected, picks it back up, end of the half. Can't get one on the net right there with 0.3 left. Jackson in a confrontation after the play. And this is an all-out melee behind the cage. Everyone is involved.
Little bit of rough stuff there. A couple nice plays by Ryan Wagner, shutting down Casey Jackson, and then still going on it in the corner there.
Kyle Killen and Scott Dominey got tangled.
Yeah, you want to see the fight if you're the Desert Dogs, though, right? Get this crowd re-energized. Not what you're looking for at the end of the half of the power play, but hopefully you can come out with that momentum and energy in the building to start the second half.
I don't think we're going to see a situation like we saw with Emerson Clark and the first ever win in franchise history against Vancouver a couple of years ago at the end of the half. But nonetheless, we saw a little something. It's Ryan Wagner who's going to go in. I don't see a Vegas player going in until Killen. That makes sense.
Yeah, they pulled him off the bench there. A little more fight in these Dogs tonight. I think you do like to see it. They've had a ton of chances, hit a bunch of posts.
You see Jackson here. Wagner, that little hit right there is what set everything off. And then Jackson responded, and then everyone gets involved.
Sometimes you can get a little bit of a mismatch with the offense going against the defense there. But the Dogs sticking together. Philadelphia not backing down either. A good little rivalry brewing between these two clubs.
What are you implying about offensive players, Zach?
I'm just saying, you know, skill guys up front don't always have the size advantage against a bigger defensive unit back there. But
yeah. We're waiting for the call here with 0.3 in the quarter.
Charlie's on the play. Vegas number 67, Vegas number 21. 2 minutes each, dead ball fouls. Philadelphia penalty number 94, number 13, 2 minutes each, dead ball fouls. 5-on-4.
And it's 5-on-4 because Vegas was already on the 5-on-4, so they just keep the number. But I like what they've done. A couple of these situations, Zach, so far, just two for two. You know, it didn't seem like anybody stood out as the bigger aggressor in that fight.
yeah, exactly. Let the boys play a little bit.
Power play, though, only has 9 seconds left, so going to end the first half with that, and then it actually ticks down somehow in that 0.3. I guess it was a very low 9 seconds because it ticks down from 9 to 8 seconds on the power play at the end of the first half. So Vegas will be at the 5-on-4 at the start of the third quarter, but not for long. And Philadelphia scoring 4 straight goals to close out the first half. Vegas hasn't scored since the opening minute of the second quarter. Philadelphia with an 8-5 lead at halftime. Back with more just ahead inside Lee's Family Forum.
I might. Joe, how do you guys, or what's the message going to be at halftime after that fight so you guys settle down and continue to play your game?
We just got to finish this game. I mean, last week, you know, we kept the foot on the pedal and, you know, good things happened. But, you know, this is a new team we're playing, right? Their backs are against the wall more than ever, right? They're hungry. You know, they're taking it to us, but we got to stay composed and play our game.
Joe, you have a hat trick already in this game. What holes are you seeing in Vegas' defense, and how will you guys continue to exploit them in the second half?
They're making it tough for us to get the spots, right? And we just got to be lacrosse players, right? We got to move our feet, and the ball is moving really well right now, and Kels is making saves as usual. So we just got to keep building, right? That's lacrosse, right? It's a game of momentum. So, right, anything could happen in the second half. We just got to stick to what we do best.
Thank you, Joe. Good luck.
Welcome back outside Lee's Family Forum here in Henderson, Nevada. Well, last Saturday, the 38-year-old Dane Doby accomplished a feat not previously witnessed in the NLL. After going scoreless through the first 3 quarters, the lefty connected on 7 fourth-quarter goals, including 4 straight, establishing a new league record. The previous mark of 6 1/4 was held by the duo of Adam Jones and our own Zach Greer. Doby capped off his odyssey of wonder when finding the back of the net 50 seconds into overtime, giving Calgary a 13-12 win.
All of last year with an ACL tear. Was drafted 7th overall in the 2022 NLL draft and an equalizer by Calgary thanks to another power play goal. Welcome to the party, Dane Doby. They've scored 5 goals. 5 of their 6 are on the power play. Doby whistles one in. Back-to-back goals now for Dane Doby. King sets a pick. Doby scores again. Oh, Dane Doby has woken up. 3 goals in the 4th quarter. This is a 10-8 game. Picking me up there. Dan Ball, Brendan Glasheen in front. There he is again. Doby damage. 4 goals for Doby in this 4th quarter. Here's a pick. Case swings it. Doby again. All 5 of his goals in the 4th quarter. And we're tied 10-10. Calgary aims for a 2-0 start. They try to come from behind again. Dane Doby with all 5 of his goals here in the 4th. Doby fires and ties the game! Dane Doby. Wow. Simmons is denied. They have to hurry off the floor. Here comes Doby. Out the door, Dane Doby! He ties the game again! 7 goals in the 4th quarter for Dane Doby. Next goal wins. Doby cutting through the middle, and he scores again! Dane Doby wins it! A magical night by Dane Doby. He scores the last 8 goals for the Calgary Roughnecks.
Welcome back inside Lee's Family Forum. That's not Lee's Family Forum right there. That's the Sphere. Everyone knows that. And one of the great features, great activities. You got to check out that venue in Vegas. We're in Henderson right now inside Lee's Family Forum. And you can join in on the fun with the NLL's all-new fantasy game platform, NLL Pick'em, with access to weekly and monthly prizes. Play today at NLL.com. Taking a look back at the first half, Philadelphia took a 3-0 lead, then a 5-1 Las Vegas run.
Yeah, and if you're Las Vegas, you'd love to see the fight. Didn't give up. Would have been easy to kind of pack it in there after going down 3-0. The leaders on the Vegas bench, Connor Kurtz, getting the boys going there. Good momentum. And obviously Philadelphia not going anywhere as well, bouncing right back in it in the second quarter.
Kyle Killen scoring on the power play for Vegas during the early going. And at one point, the Desert Dogs took a 5-4 advantage, but Philadelphia scored the final 4 of the first half, and Joe Resetarits logged a hat trick.
Yeah, he's been great tonight. 3 goals, 4 assists, dangerous all over the floor, just doing what he does so well. Can beat you in a variety of different ways. Philadelphia working hard to get his hands free. And you see it again, right, actually on both sides. Diverse scoring, right? Vegas with five guys with 1 goal, and a bunch of goal scorers on the Philadelphia roster as well.
Nick Damoud absorbing some breakaway opportunities. Shane Simpson, he came close on a few different occasions to scoring on the break. But Las Vegas denied those opportunities, and Philadelphia with the advantage 8-5 through the first couple of quarters, and the slight advantage overall on the stats. See with Philadelphia, they share the sugar. 16 first half assists. Nothing new for a Philadelphia team that has a couple of players in the top 5, Catoni and Resetarits in the league in assists, despite only having played 2 games when a lot of teams have played 3 so far. And Resetarits and Mitch Jones in the first half combined for 4 goals and 9 assists. But Joe Resetarits, the star in particular, with 3 goals, 4 assists for a 7-point first half. Resetarits, the best scoring United States-born player in the history of the NLL. He passed Casey Powell at the end of 2023. Just about a year later, at the end of 2024, let's go down to the field. Morgan Worth standing by with Joe Resetarits.
Joe, how do you guys, or what's the message going to be at halftime after that fight, so you guys settle down and continue to play your game?
We just got to finish this game. I mean, last week, we kept the foot on the pedal, and good things happen. But this is a new team we're playing, right? Their backs are against the wall more than ever, right? They're hungry. They're taking it to us, but we got to stay composed and play our game.
Joe, you have a hat trick already in this game. What holes are you seeing in Vegas's defense, and how will you guys continue to exploit them in the second half?
They're making it tough for us to get the spots, right? And we just got to be lacrosse players, right? We got to move our feet, and the ball is moving really well right now, and Kels is making saves as usual. So we just got to keep building, right? That's lacrosse, right? There's a game of momentum. So, right, anything could happen in the second half. We just got to stick to what we do best.
Thank you, Joe. Good luck.
Huge first half for Joe Resetarits and the Philadelphia Wings, but the Hey, we got holiday spirit here at Lee's Family Forum leading into the holiday season. Christmas coming up in a matter of days. And we're looking forward to fun-filled second half as well. And let's take a look at just the amount of talent, Zach, that's involved in this matchup. The last 4 years, the first and second overall picks, literally half of the top 2 picks from the last 4 seasons are involved in this matchup. 3 of them are on Vegas.
That's right. You're looking at the future superstars of this league. Some of them already superstars. It's a lot of talent. The skill is incredible. It's hard to really appreciate it without seeing it up close, but these guys are going to be fun to watch for years to come.
Most recent draft pick, see actually 1 per draft on that list. Brendan O'Neill, the #1 overall pick in 2024. Let's go down to Morgan Worth for more on the first half.
Thank you, AJ. I just talked to Vegas head coach Sean Williams. He likes a lot of things. He said there's a lot of good, including the face-off, which we're about to see. They made adjustments on defense, and he said that they're okay. Offense, he's saying it's their battle every time. They just got to keep believing in themselves. I asked about the fighting. He also likes that. He says, you know, it shows that they care and they want to fight for each other. So continue to see that aggression in the second half.
So there were matching penalties, a couple of minors on each side going in to the break. And there also were a handful of seconds left on the Las Vegas Desert Dogs man advantage, which I think has already expired at this point. So it's 5-on-5 with a couple players in the box on each side that don't factor into the strength situation. As this is going to be the end of the shot clock anyway, and so it's taken by Philadelphia.
Maybe a little confusion from the Dogs there. They still probably had 5 or 6 left, but get to the bench, you get the defense back out there.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that as well, why you wouldn't just pick that up and at least throw it in the corner, but they didn't pay for it. Quick passing, tic-tac save in that situation. Jones stonewalled by Kells.
That's a big stop on a great play. You see it again, Philadelphia moving the ball really well, sharing it, being unselfish, getting a great look on the doorstep.
LeClaire, the rest of Terrence is with it, being guarded by Saunders. He dives, shot wide. Jones picks up the rebound. Good job sliding across the face of the goal by Kells. And now there's more pushing and shoving going on outside the picture. Gagliardi getting into it in a major way. With a member of the Wings, I think Caputo. Running out of room in the penalty box.
Philadelphia, 4 minutes roughing. Vegas, 2 minutes roughing. All that goes on the board, 2 minutes for Philadelphia. Vegas ball. 4 and 2.
Oh. So matching penalties once again. Oh.
I think it's going to be 4 and 2. Vegas coming out with the power play, maybe, if I caught that right.
Yeah, we're having some communication issues up here, hearing that.
I think what we'll end up doing here is playing 5-on-5 for 2 minutes. Vegas penalty might release, and then a 2-minute power play for the Desert Dogs.
Well, that would make sense. If it is indeed a 4-minute and a 2-minute. Now McCannell's going in. There's 4 Wings. I don't think there's room for anyone else. And the Wings, Sinbin. Well, looks like right now Vegas going on the power play because there are only 3 in the Vegas penalty box.
Two minutes on the board here. I think you're right.
I thought your initial explanation made sense, Zach, but
hey, it did to me.
They'll take it down there. Vegas is 1 for 3 on the power play across the formation for Watson. And the shot wouldn't go.
Good ball movement there. You'd like to see maybe a little bit more action with the feet on the Desert Dog power play. Good stop from Philadelphia, staying tight and forcing a little bit of an outside shot.
Again, Las Vegas has not scored since the opening minute of the second quarter. Sam LeClaire with Rouet and Kirst pressuring. And the end of the shot clock.
Philadelphia using O'Neal as a bit of a decoy there. Him carrying the ball, trying to draw the Dogs out, looking for LeClaire on the backside. Didn't quite get a look.
With the Wings on an extended 4-0 run. Just a crucial power play right now for the Desert Dogs' chances. Even with the goal line handed to Donville now. Donville to Patra, to Hanna, right back to Patra on ricochet. Donville loads up, shot was blocked. It's going to be a reset on the shot by Watson. Patra at the point, back to Watson. 2 number 2 overall picks. Now Donville to Patra. Dan Taylor's pass is scooped up by Donville, under 10 to shoot. Donville's shot doesn't quite get through, but it's a fresh 30 for Las Vegas with about 15 seconds left on the power play. Last chance on this man up for the Desert Dogs.
And a little bit of a different look with Casey Jackson and Kyle Killen in the box there. Desert Dogs maybe lacking a little bit of chemistry with that group.
Patra does a great job to take it back away from Patton and give Las Vegas possession back in an even strength situation. Here's Hanna, sidewinder. Damoud falls down as he stopped it.
That's a big stop. Philadelphia confident on the defense, willing to give up those outside looks. Big bodies just keeping the Desert Dogs to the outside, doing a good job.
When you're down there and the offense has gone an entire quarter more without scoring a goal, Mitch Jones gets hit up high, keeps possession of the ball. Now it's Ressa Terrence loading up, doesn't get a clean look, scooped up by Kels. How do you manage things? How do you try and get things going back in the right direction on offense?
Yeah, and I think that's been the challenge for the Desert Dogs this year. Transition is a way to do that, right? They've had a lot of good looks tonight, just haven't been able to bury.
Donville's shot off the pad of Damoud. Now Donville is 1-on-2 in the corner, and the Wings will retake possession. I know something Coach Williams has said is that in these situations, the team has to not press. They have to avoid trying to do too much and get it all back at once.
Yeah, and you did see that a little bit last week in the transition game, maybe forcing a few passes, turning into easy turnovers. Those are the kinds you want right there. Hard working, get the offense stuck on the floor on the other end.
Here's Patra scoring in transition.
Big pickoff by Connor Kirst on the back end. Turns it into a 4-on-3 with Patra coming in there late. They give him the shot, he takes it, buries it 5-hole. It's a big goal for the Desert Dogs here in the third quarter.
You know, as the number 2 overall pick a year ago, I wasn't sure what to make of them using Patra in more of a transition role. Started this year defensively, now coming out the front door more, but it makes sense. You're seeing the value he provides in different areas of the game.
Exactly, super versatile player. As you mentioned before, great connection with Coach Williams. They know what to do with him. And he's found a home there, found a sweet spot, doing a little bit of everything and making his making it look good on the offensive end.
Coach Willie joked, it's kind of like we've thrown him to the wolves, but I think the reason why he's felt comfortable doing that with his rookie is that he has that background with him in juniors and has felt all along like the Loyola grad can handle that. Here's Jones sidestepping. Did that make contact? It's a key call right here. And so they're going to go to break after this call.
Vegas penalty number 25, 2 minutes holding.
Philadelphia has not gone on the power play yet today, despite some matching penalties. This will be the first chance for the Wings with the man advantage after the break.
This isn't just a game, it's a way of life. We eat, sleep, and breathe lacrosse. It demands respect from each player. If you want it, you need to work for it. You need to earn it. Every hit, every goal, every shift, every sacrifice, earn your next moment. This is the next major league.
Know that the
You'll go down in history.
Welcome back to Lee's Family Forum. Across the league, there are only 2 Americans sporting that C on their chest, and both are in action here tonight. Hailing from Fairport, New York, Blaze Reardon on the Wings now calls Philly his home, and then Vegas's Connor Kirst was raised in Jersey. But not only that, he is the youngest captain in the league at 27 years old. And catching up with Kirst, he said he's honored and humbled to be named captain of this team, but he also told me it's nerve-wracking having that responsibility. He's just hoping to lead the team with enthusiasm and by example. Kirst was awarded the Teammate of the Year by this organization 2 years in a row, and now he is the 2nd captain in franchise history. AJ?
Zach, how would you explain the impact that Connor Kirst has had and just what that man is like to as a teammate in the dressing room?
Yeah, and that's the key, right? The intangibles. He's such a leader. He's got so much respect from the rest of his teammates and the staff. Leads by example, right, is another big piece of it. And he's a great guy to be around, brings great energy. This team loves him here in Vegas.
Oh, just absorbed inside. What a courageous shot block by Hutchison. Yeah, Simpson 2-on-1, waiting, shooting. It's wide.
Hutchison, that's one of those plays that those might go unnoticed by most, but standing in there, taking a big shot right back out there for the next shift, that's a big play for the Desert Dogs.
29-year-old out of Surrey, British Columbia, Dylan Hutchison. Last 3 years with Panther City. Now it's Jones holding on this man up for Philadelphia, their first opportunity of the night. They were 4 for 5 last week against Vegas, and they're 1 for 1. Holden Katoni converts.
And that's just great ball movement by the Philadelphia Wings. Katoni sees a little bit of daylight between the box of the Desert Dogs, and you see a subtle little fake with his stick. Gets Kells to open up, and he pops it through the 5-hole there. It's a great shot, great patience by Katoni.
Yes, he's been unnerved so far this season with his 16 points coming in and a couple of points, now 3 points this evening. Unnerved by the fact that they traded his brother away in the offseason to Buffalo and take Katoni. And it's the Wings back up by 3, 9-6. The lefties for Philadelphia, I just think they give you such a different look, all of these players, from Katoni and Reardon, Mitch Jones and O'Neill.
Yeah, and they can beat you in so many different ways. They don't stop moving their feet. It's a hard-working group. Really, really good balanced offense on both sides of the floor.
Now it's Kyle Killen with some life here, passing, cutting, looking for a give and go. Was that one of those where you would say a little bit of a force, or do you like the thought?
I think it's a little bit early in the shot clock there, but if a guy's cutting hard across the crease, they haven't had a ton of looks right on the doorstep, and so, you know, better angle, better opportunity to score from down there. I don't hate it, but maybe you want to see that a little bit later in the shot clock.
He's trying to do something different, mix things up after an extended drought. They have the one goal now in the quarter, but the only goal that's been scored since early in the second quarter came by Patra in the transition situation as Brock goes colliding into Damoud after Damoud made the save. Is there a chance this is interference here?
Doesn't look like they're going to go to it. Brock looked like he took the net out maybe more than he did Damoud. Damoud getting out of the way to make sure he doesn't take the shoulder in the chest there.
He came in hard, but yeah, I guess if you don't actually touch the goalie, that wouldn't be goalie interference, would it? But they reattach the net, and now it's Philadelphia up by 3 with the ball.
And you've seen the last few shifts with Philly. They're going to be content using 30s, moving the ball side to side, looking for a good look, not trying to force anything early in the clock.
Hutchison picks it up for the Desert Dogs. Yeah, so definitely a contrast in styles, where Las Vegas looks for more transition. Here's Donville, hits the iron again. And a Philadelphia player is down. Scott Dominy shaken up. Let's take a look. Kirsch gets him from behind. And then Kirsch gets him again. He thinks he was taking a dive.
Yeah, the second one I think is what drew the penalty there. Kind of right in front of the ref on a dead ball. That's going to get called most times in this league.
You know, those are the type of penalties that I was just mentioning to you in the break. I feel like Vegas has done a better job this year of avoiding. Yeah, down by 3.
And you never fault Kirsch for that, right? He's a high energy player. It's just a tough situation. Donville hits the goalpost again, and now back on the man down for the Desert Dogs. Not great timing, but a tough one.
On the shorthanded chance, Simpson sees some, or Barclay sees space. Shot by Watson sent aside. Now Simpson has it, and they'll hold it.
That's a butt-end save, I think, off the shaft of the stick by Damoud. Those ones are super frustrating for the offense. A good save, but a good look by Dylan Watson in transition there on the man down.
In a way, you're saying unlucky, really, for the offense.
Yeah, you call it that, but the goalie will tell you differently most times.
Here's Hannah, a man down. Donville looking for Patra on like a post pattern there almost, and that'll be the end of the possession. See the captain, Connor Kirst, in the box for Las Vegas. Philadelphia took a 3-0 lead, and Vegas scored 5 of the next 6. And then Philadelphia has had control since then with 5 of the next 6 since then. Goodwin in a foot race against Jones. He's got him on his hip. One-handed goal! Goodwin! My goodness!
Wow. Cue up the replay of this. Not the guy you might expect to be on the highlight reel. One-handed, full-speed race down the floor in the top corner. That's a massive goal on the man down by Brandon Goodwin.
Goodwin at 6'3", 225. Outrunning Mitch Jones, an offensive player, the length of the rink, and scoring with one hand. Brandon Goodwin.
I watched a lot of lacrosse in this league. I'm not sure I've seen a play exactly quite like that, maybe ever. That's pretty impressive.
Had a career-high 9 goals last year for Panther City. Brandon Goodwin, he started out his career with Vancouver. Good veteran player defensively. You don't see as much of that, but it was impressive. Now, here's a more transition-minded guy. Normally, Simpson is stopped by Demu. It's felt like this game has been in Wings control for a while, but it's just a 2-goal game. There's still a lot of time left. I mean, the entire fourth quarter still to come. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Just a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, and the Desert Dogs getting their best looks in transition. If you're Philadelphia, you got to be careful. Here's another one.
Off the O'Neal shot. Connor Kirst out of the box. Left-handed shot. Yeah, Ian Rubel was concerned about allowing transition, and I would say that's been the biggest strength today for Vegas. They've gotten out fast break opportunities with regularity. Philadelphia has not prevented those very well. Here's Catoni passing to Caputo. He was jammed up. And this will be the end of the shot clock.
And if you're Vegas right now, the defense is playing well. You're getting looks in transition. You want to get this 5-on-5 offense going here. Spark them and try to close the gap even further.
Hannah to Casey Jackson. Jackson throws it off the wall. I think that was intentional. It almost looked like. No one home. And now here comes Philadelphia. Clearance by Alex Pace out of Brock University in Ontario.
Yeah, Pace might be their best all-round defender back there. Big, strong, fast, picks up a loose ball, gets it up floor, get into the offense and get off. Good job.
Jones just kicked aside by Landon Kells. Fresh 30 here for Philadelphia. Catoni and Reardon both out there in this possession for Philadelphia. A lot of mass, body mass to throw around on the near side. These guys are tough, physical, and on the other side, they score. LeClaire.
LeClaire's been a spark for this team 2 weeks in a row. It seems like when they need a big goal, he's been one to step up. Joey Resetarits kind of draws in a little bit of a double seal there, takes 2 guys with him, gives LeClaire time to get his hands free and bury that one by Kells.
Joe Resetarits up to 6 assists, and Catoni with his second dime. Face-offs have been close to even so far. Now 5-on-5 settled for Las Vegas. Patra to Taylor. Taylor's got to find this off the boards. He does, being checked aggressively by Patton, who lands hard on Taylor.
Yeah, Patton with a big, strong play there on the ground ball. Looked like Taylor was going to come up with that one. That's a nice defensive effort by him to shut down that possession.
Liam Patton is his second stint with Philadelphia. And back and forth a couple times between Philadelphia and Buffalo. Most recently coming another guy from Panther City. Between the legs attempt down low. And now Caputo gets caught up. Down there defensively with Barclay for Las Vegas. With just over a minute left to go in the quarter, we got a timeout. Scheduled timeout late in the third quarter. Philadelphia in front.
It's time for the Prince Orders.
teams have been trading goals since halftime, each with 2 so far in the third quarter, and we're in the latter stages of the third quarter with just over a minute left, and Philadelphia Wings up 10-7. Don't miss any of the action this season. Head to NLL.com/tickets. Get yourself front row seats to your favorite NLL team. All the big hits, highlight reel goals, star-studded matchups. That's NLL.com/tickets. So we've seen Las Vegas break through with transition. Now what's the key to 5-on-5 in a more settled situation? Hannah with the shot.
Yeah, typically you're going to see a set play coming out of the timeout there. I think for the Desert Dogs, they're going to try to find a way to get to the inside. A lot of perimeter stuff right now. When fatigue starts to set in late in the game, that becomes a challenge offensively. So we need the Desert Dogs are going to want to start finding the middle of the floor a little bit here on offense.
Loose ball being kicked around and picked up off the deck by James Barclay, alternate captain. Yeah, Sean Williams did say this week that they want to get topside more and just give themselves more options against Damu to keep him guessing more effectively. 10 seconds on the shot clock, a little more than that in the quarter. Perimeter shot by Donville. And with 15 seconds left in the period, here comes Scott Dominy for Panther City. One more chance now for the Wings. Holden Catoni backing his way in with 5 seconds left. Ressa Terrence twirling in. They will not get a shot off in time. Not a huge amount of urgency there from Philadelphia at the end of the quarter. Guess they're okay with their 10-7 lead. The teams once again splitting that third quarter even. 2-2 in the third. The lead maintained by Philadelphia. They've led since early on in the second quarter. 3-goal margin after 3 here in Vegas. Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter here in Las Vegas, a 3-goal lead for Philadelphia. Next weekend, it's a special Saturday edition of NLL Friday Night on TSN, where the Ottawa Black Bears take on the Toronto Rock. The action starts at 7 Eastern on TSN and also on ESPN+. Well, Las Vegas off to an 0-3 start. Surprisingly, Toronto is one of the other winless teams in the league. They're 0-3, Halifax at 0-2. But the Desert Dogs looking to take themselves out of that winless category this week. Something they've done, though, better, Zach, has been, yes, Philadelphia has gone on some runs, had momentum, but the Desert Dogs have pushed hard enough to stay in this game and give themselves a fighting chance in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's right. You saw the 4-goal run in the second quarter as well. Desert Dogs battle back from that, kind of kept it even since that point. We'll see what they can pull together here in the fourth quarter, make this one entertaining.
It was 19-10 Philadelphia in Philly last week. It's been a lower scoring game, at least up to this point. Mitch Jones. Shot blocked in the way, and Vegas has done a good job of that today, I think, taking some pressure off of Kells by soaking some shots.
Yeah, there's definitely a bigger energy on the back end today. A little bit more excitement, a little bit grittier maybe too. And those plays add up, you know, late in the game, getting in front of those balls like that.
Quick trigger killing. Yeah, Coach Williams said that they viewed last week defensively as an aberration. Behind the back, clever shot by O'Neal. Rebound shot stopped by Kells. Two good stuffs in a row as Isaiah Davis-Allen had that second chance. Here's Hannah. He wants to work against Patton. Now Killen trailer. Deflected, it'll stay with Vegas. So a 9-point game for Ressa Terrence. 3 goals, 6 assists. Mitch Jones, 1 goal, 6 assists for a 7-point game. Here's Hannah. He's stopped again by Damoud. Katoni with 4 points for Philadelphia. For Las Vegas, Connor Kirst and Jack Hannah tied for the team lead with 3 points.
You saw Tyler Burton soak that shot on the opposite end. He's not afraid to get in the way of them as well.
Shot by Jones. Don't know if that one made it through. Given almost back, but here comes Las Vegas with possession. And Casey Jackson get going. On Donville. They're going to call that on Hannah.
Offensively, you don't love to see that call in the fourth quarter of a tight game, but caught him a little bit on the back, and I think that's why the ref blew it down.
Ressa Terrence to Caputo. Wait, it's in. Had to wait for a second, and then it got through Landon Kells at the end. Phil Caputo with his first point today.
And a little bit of a slip pick there. Looks like he's going to go set a pick. He slips to the back pipe, gets caught up in Kelsey's shoulder there, but just rolls in the back of the net. Does a good job, Caputo does, staying out of the crease there, letting that one give it time to get in the net.
The ball's been bouncing Philadelphia's way the last couple of weeks after they scored 8 goals in the first quarter. Still couldn't hold on in week 1 against San Diego because they lost 18-15. This week it's been a closer game compared to the 19-10 result last week for Philadelphia, but just some of those little bounces have gone the Wings' way. By the way, that assist from Ressa Terrence, his 7th assist. He's up to a double-digit point game. 10 points for Joe Ressa Terrence, and 26 points in the first 3 games now this season, with still most of the fourth quarter left to go.
Yeah, 10 points and 11 goals. You see how just important Ressa Terrence is to this team. Such a versatile player, so valuable to them on offense.
Quick stick attempt by Hannah. You can kind of feel this game teetering on the brink right now. Vegas has to find some of this energy. This is the largest lead of the game for the Wings. First 4-goal lead for Philadelphia. Ressa Terrence with another assist. Again, it's Ressa Terrence to Caputo.
And that's almost carbon copy of the last play. Kind of seal, slip into the middle. Ressa Terrence, great touch, floats it in there. Gives Caputo time to grab that one. This time a couple of fakes before he finds the back of the net on Kells.
This is the 3rd different run today of at least 3 goals consecutive for the Wings. What makes Caputo so good in those dirty areas down on the doorstep?
Yeah, he's crafty, right? He's not scared to put his body on you and move guys around, but he's also creative. He can kind of slip to that back pipe. Obviously, great hands inside, not only to make the catch, but then the patience to find the spot on Kells is really the key to finishing that ball.
There are some punches being thrown.
Say hello to our newest rivals in the NLL.
Gloves are being thrown. David Brock getting into it with Connor Sellers. Sellers has his helmet on still, making it more difficult on Brock, but he's doing a great job despite having to punch the helmet. Now the helmet comes off, and then Brock leaves Sellers leaves the fight now that the helmet's off.
Yeah, Brock's not going to like that. Typically, you might see one of those guys take the helmet off and kind of give him time to regroup, but once it pops off, Sellers to the penalty box kind of immediately. But you do like seeing David Brock get in there and stick up for the rookie. I think Poitras took a couple shots in that melee a little bit. Brock runs in and steps in and does what you expect a leader to do, and he's been that in this league for a long time.
How many fights did you get into in your career?
I think, don't quote me on it, I think I got 3 on the score sheet somewhere. Probably 2 of them not intentionally, 1 out of frustration. They didn't look like that, I'll tell you that though.
How much does it, I just can't even picture trying to punch underneath someone's helmet like that.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I'd be curious to see what Brocky's knuckles look like after that one. It did look like he might have got a few under the cage or in the side of the ear, but still.
Yeah, he's got some blood. I don't know whose blood on the top of his jersey. You see what started. Gagliardi was involved.
2 minutes, my conduct. Number 13, 2 sportsman conduct. Philadelphia penalty number 7, 5 for fight. Vegas 7, 2 minute dead ball foul. 5-on-4, Philadelphia ball.
So after all that, Philadelphia has a 5-on-4. We got that part at the end.
I'm not sure even what really started that. It looked like somebody was lying on the ball. All of a sudden, a couple of the Desert Dog guys showing a little bit of frustration there.
There's a little bit of that with what is potentially heading toward an 0-4 start if things don't change in a hurry for Las Vegas, and then losing to the same team 2 in a row. But either way, we expected tensions to run high in this game after the teams just met up less than a week ago. So you have Gagliardi involved there with Jokum, and then Jokum gets shoved down. Hey, Brock still landed some punches there despite the helmet.
Yeah, I'm not sure I saw anything that would have put Philadelphia on the power play. Unsportsmanlike conduct in some capacity, but I'm not sure what that piece was. His teammates.
What we're being told. Now we've had, again with the ref, Mike, some communication issues down there, so we'll see if that actually comes to pass. Right now, though, it's a 5-on-4. Mitch Jones fires it. Philadelphia 1 for 2 on the man advantage in this game. Wings have scored 3 straight goals, gobbled up there by Kells. Well, Vegas is going to have to do something shorthanded here, down by 5 in the 4th quarter. Well, the goal of the game, either way, Zach, was scored by Brandon Goodwin so far. A one-handed transition goal.
There's no doubt about that, and that one's going to be tough to top, that's for sure. Not time to panic yet, though. There's still plenty of time on the clock, and it's a game of runs. But you're right, the Desert Dogs are going to want to get something going on offensively here pretty quickly.
Still a minute left in the penalty. Terrence playing catch with Jones, who backs his way in. He finds Reardon, tries the short angle. Kells is there. This is Trebuchet ahead. For Saunders looking for the goal, and good recovery by Liam Patton. Isaiah Davis-Allen is checked by Donville, but there is Patton right there once again.
Yeah, it's another good defensive stop, block shot there. Obviously, you gotta take that take if you're the Desert Dogs. You need to take that shot, but you want to get that one through on net, give it a chance.
Gattoni, BTB's it. O'Neal, Terrence, not quite. Fresh 30.
Good ball movement there. Nice job by Kelsey getting across the net, getting that foot on that one, keeping it out.
O'Neal, deceptive. Another close call for O'Neal. Now Shane Simpson on the move, behind the back pass, and Gagliardi could not finish it. So Gagliardi coming out of the box, and Las Vegas is back to 5-on-5. Watson to Jonathan Donville, who stops and starts, shovels it to Hanna. He loads up, and Damoud is there with a blocker side save.
Much better look for the Desert Dogs offense there. That's what you want to see. Donville working hard, draws two guys, kicks it out to Hanna for the shot, and a good save by Damoud.
.28 saves for Damoud. Landon Kells is up to 31 for the game. Sam LeClaire rushing, and Landon Kells covers up the short side. Josh Jackson navigates, probing, shoots. Quickly back to the wings.
Looked like Hanna was looking for a call there, lost a glove, didn't get it. Shot by Jackson, not quite maybe what we're looking for the Desert Dogs at this stage in the game, but a shot you got to take in transition again.
Terrence makes it a 4-0 run for Philadelphia, their second 4-goal run of the game, and the largest lead expands to 13-7.
And you think Philadelphia is going to use clock here, try to wait to the end of the 30s here before they really go to the goal. Terrence obviously has the green light at any time in this league. He sees an opening, gets his hands free, puts another one through the 5-hole Kells.
Two unsportsmanlike, 10-minute misconducts, both.
This has been a literal and figurative bloodbath from a penalty perspective, Zach. Everyone's getting a chance to experience the penalty box today. Gagliardi goes back in there as part of the matching misconducts. There's still 3 wings in there.
I feel like typically on a 10-minute misconduct this late in the game, they would send them to the locker room, but guess in the event of overtime, potentially make them sit there and wait it out.
They just want to pile up those penalty boxes more, because that's been a theme for the second half in particular, as we take this timeout with 7:39 left to go, and a 13-7 Philadelphia lead.
This isn't just a game, it's a way of life. We eat, sleep, and breathe lacrosse. It demands respect from each player. If you want it, you need to work for it. You need to earn it. Every hit, every goal, every shift, every sacrifice, earn your next moment. This is the next major league.
It's 2 in a row. The Bandits are back-to-back NLL champions. We've seen it before, but it doesn't get old. Back-to-back champs.
Welcome back to Henderson, Nevada, and Lee's Family Forum. Let's take a look at this, the assist of the game brought to you by Eero. Brennan O'Neill connecting with Blaze Reardon to make it 6-5. Pardon me, the assist of the game, I messed it up. Mitch Jones with the assist. Just over 7 minutes and change left to go in regulation. Caputo whips it behind the back and stopped by Landon Kells.
Seen this Philadelphia offense score a bunch of goals a couple weeks in a row. Another one tonight. They're not going to go away. Another good look inside to Caputo.
Watson can't connect there with Casey Jackson. Might have had an open shot. He is able to track it down. Now Dan Taylor looking to get going. Taylor absorbing contact. What a pass. Jackson scores.
Bit of a second effort goal there by Casey Jackson. Doesn't get the first look, but he doesn't bail out of the play. Sticks around in the crease. Finds a little bit of opening. A great look by Dan Taylor behind the back. And Jackson on his offside finds the 5-hole there with a little bit of a twister between the legs of Damoud.
Vegas getting back within 5. Chipping away. Let's go down to Morgan for more.
AJ, you wanted the vibe down here. I think this fighting is fueled by frustration more so on Vegas' side, and Philly's just kind of leaning into it and letting it happen. Maybe that goal might settle it down just a little bit.
Fans, take a deep breath.
It's so important to remain composed in these situations, right, Zach, to try and stage a comeback like this, but I know it's hard not to be frustrated at a certain point.
Yeah, exactly. A 5-goal deficit here. There's still enough time in this game, right? You can score in bunches. There's some guys from the Vegas offense that put up a lot of points, right? So you got to stick with it, go out every shift and try to look for a good look.
And we're seeing today, like, a lot of the building blocks that are there. It's just a Philadelphia team coming in with maybe an extra weapon or two, and a goaltender who has established himself as one of the good young goaltenders in the league. And it's just been a little bit too much from the wings once again. Play stop with 5:56.
And I think that's right. You know, it'll be interesting. We go back and watch the tape after this, but from this seat here, Desert Dogs have had a lot of good looks. Damoud's come up with some big saves. They've hit a bunch of posts. Haven't buried on any of their breakaway chances other than the one-handed Goodwin shot. So I don't think they're getting outplayed as much as the scoreboard says, but at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
I'm with you. As Hannah drags it in, he puts it in, but he's called in the crease.
The Vegas bench looking for a hold call there. Jack Hanna doing what Jack Hanna does, showing his athleticism. Did step in the crease, it looks like there, but really good take by Hanna underneath.
Pass is picked up by Jake Saunders. Loose ball battle has been even so far, each team with 66, so the effort has been matching on each side. I think it's been, I think you're totally right. It's felt like an evenly played game where just a few more looks have gone in for Philadelphia.
Sorry, another example of it right there. the left-handed offense recognized they got LeClaire stuck on D. They go right at it, pick and roll game. Casey Jackson, great look underneath. Couldn't get it to go on Demood.
Even in the 19-10 game, Las Vegas actually had more shots on goal than Philadelphia. So it's not been for lack of chances so far. Spinning goal for Brennan O'Neill, a highlight reel play, and the second goal of the game for the Duke alum.
Yeah, and O'Neill hasn't scored since the second quarter, but he comes out here again late in the 30, one-on-one, drives in, kind of knocks Barclay back a little bit, gets a shot off before Kells can react. Great individual effort by O'Neill on that play.
Joe Resiteritz has pushed his assist total up to 9, by the way, and his point total to 13.
Yeah, he's having a decent night out there, that's for sure.
just decent. 14-8 Philadelphia with under 4:30 left. Resiteritz gets switched on to by Saunders. O'Neill at the end of the shot clock. And that should take us to a timeout with 4:08 remaining in regulation. Philadelphia in control with a 6-goal advantage. Hey, welcome back. It's Championship Banner Night in Buffalo on ESPN2. Don't miss out as the Nighthawks head into hostile territory to take on the reigning champion Bandits on December 28th. That's 6:30 Eastern, all on ESPN2, TSN Plus, and NLL Plus. That's David Brock, who got in that fight earlier on. And you can tell he was in a fight. Hannon twisting around, gets himself free, and that's it.
I think you are seeing a lot more fight in the Desert Dogs tonight than maybe the last couple. They're not going away. A lot of character guys in that locker room and on the staff. This organization puts a ton of time and energy into this team. And the boys aren't going away. There's an example of it from Jack Hanna right there, grinding hard, great individual effort, putting one in the back of the net.
Hurst against Tyler Burton. Again, congratulations on being a new father to Tyler Burton, who is 36 years old, a 14-year National Lacrosse League veteran out of London, Ontario. Missed last week for the birth of his son and is now back in the lineup this week.
All right, fans, can you say
nothing better than coming back on the road and getting a big win after that, I'm sure.
He'll be thrilled about that. Go now spend his time with his family heading into the holidays. Philadelphia is in action next week at Saskatchewan on December 28th, so next Saturday, a week from Saturday. Las Vegas gets some time off. They're not playing again until they're at Albany on the 4th of January. Not back at home again until January 18th. So just about a month from now, and that game will be against San Diego.
Yeah, assuming this one ends the way it stands right now, maybe good timing for the Desert Dogs, get a little bit of a breather, regroup, couple games on the road, can get out there and hopefully bring a couple wins back into this barn in January.
There's 2.5 to go and a 5-goal margin as they try and break things up over there, get Josh Jackson away from Philadelphia bench. At one point was a 5-4 Las Vegas lead. And from there, Philadelphia scored the next 4, hasn't looked back really since. Here's Dan Taylor, holds, and Damoud gets down there for the stop.
Great patience there by Donville, waiting to Taylor to get through, slips into the middle. Another good look and another big stop by Damoud. Had the Desert Dogs number, it seems like most of the night tonight.
He's made some key, timely saves. By the way, Joe Resenteritz, with his performance today, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. The 13 points is one shy of a career best 14, which he had against Buffalo while playing for Rochester on February 24th, 2018. Killen, quick shot, and that one looked like it might have hurt. That was Wagner. Just $1:15 left in this game.
You do have to tip your cap a little bit to Philadelphia coming into this environment after a big win last week. Come back with another effort, kind of back it up again on the road. Pretty impressive stuff from that group.
Tough to do, tough to take a team down twice in a row in this home-and-home setup, which they're glad they got some practice because Philadelphia has 3 more home-and-homes in back-to-back weeks the rest of this season, and a scheduling quirk. Watson, low to high. Looked like it took everyone by surprise, but was not on target with 33 seconds left. So what's the little extra that Vegas needs now going forward? They're 0-4, which isn't great, but they've been close in these games to breaking through, and it's just been small margins. So what's going to make the difference going forward?
I think that's right. I think the Dogs need the ball to drop a little bit. Transition game needs to go, and it kind of stick to the plan. Stay positive.
Holden Catoni is going to pile something on and make it 15-9 with 14.3 left.
Typically at this stage in the game, you might not see a shot from Philadelphia, but there wasn't quite enough time left in the game clock for them to kill it. So he takes a shot. Another one kind of trickles through Kelsey there.
Reardon, my mistake, scoring there, but Catoni was one of the assists. All right, end of the action here. Under 5 seconds left. One more save was made by Damoud, and the full length of the floor to close it out. A 15-9 win for Philadelphia. They have scored 15 or more in every game so far this season. Really impressive by this Wings offense.
15, your Desert Dogs, 9.
Yeah, they're high flying. They got a bunch of guys that can put the ball in the net, unselfish, distributing the ball. It's been fun to watch. It's a team that could be dangerous here down the stretch.
Philadelphia gets off to a 2-1 start, picks up its first road victory of the season in a couple of tries. And Vegas will stay winless going to 0-4 as you take a look now at the updated standings across the NLL, the unified standings beginning last year. You see already the parity in the league. Only a handful of winless teams, a handful of undefeated teams, just a couple of games into the season. Top 8 teams will make the postseason as we start the handshake line now down on the field. Zach, your final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I think Philadelphia's a good team. On the back end, starting to Nicky Damoud. He doesn't give up easy ones, right? Solid defensive core, and they obviously have an offense that's firing on cylinders. Vegas just got to stay positive, right? It's going to be tough in that room in there tonight after that one. But again, going into the break, see if they can stay positive, find the things that are going well, build on those, and work to take advantage of those chances that they did have tonight.
Hanna winds up leading the Desert Dogs with 4 points. He had 2 goals and 2 assists for Las Vegas. Connor Kirst as a transition option with a 3-point effort, collecting 13 loose balls and 8 face-off wins for the Desert Dogs. Philadelphia, Joe Restiteritz was 2 assists shy of a career best. He was 1 point shy of a career best with 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. Mitch Jones with a 7-point day. Holden Catoni with a 5-point day. But Nick Damoud in goal with a 34 save.